good, y'all? It's your boy Jay back at it again. Today we got Settle Habits That Make You Less Attractive Tier List by Coach Knox. Y'all know what the deal is, man. Follow me on both Jays here and Jays there. Get tapped on my socials. And if I any more yapping, let's go right into it.
Just find something out, bro. There's another guy in the picture, bro. I got the meanest headache. Why are you crying?
Yeah, off rip. Never cry in public, bro. Never record the camera and then start crying or venting to the internet. Cause most, if not all the time, niggas just gonna call on you and lose sympathy for you, bro. Being real with you, bro.
Trauma dumping. Now,
trauma dumping, I'm going. If it's someone you know a lot, like you knew them for a minute, then I don't think it's. I think it's maybe. It could be bad habit, but my nigga, if you just met a girl and you're doing this shit, like, you gotta go and you're cooked, bro. Like, niggas ain't trying to hear all your trauma and all your pain all at once, bro.
clearly saw in the beginning of this YouTube video, we put Kai Sanai, and we're not here to roast Kai. We're here to help people not lose their aura. But this has to go without a doubt. R.I.P. aura. When the girl is first talking to you, if you're here being an emotional
yes, bro. Girls do not want an ultra emotional nigga. Now keep what I said, ultra emotional. That doesn't mean you should never express emotions, never laugh, never joke around, never have fun. What I'm saying is, if you're constantly crying, acting out of body, complaining, girls don't like that shit, man.
shitbag, she does not want a therapist, especially in the beginning. They want someone that is fun, playful, teasing, who doesn't really care, who's nonchalant. But if you're trauma dumping, you're making her sad. Girls want a guy that's the life of the party, who's actually funny. But if you're trauma dumping,
I can attest. Being funny and laid back, like, the amount of shit you can get off is crazy. Like, making a girl laugh, nigga, it's like a cheat code, bitch. I swear to God.
Especially in the initial stages of seduction, you're cooking yourself. You can't come back. No, like, literally, R.I.P. your aura. You're not coming back from this shit. Now, to piggyback off that, to backflip off that shit, when we looked at the beginning and we saw Kai crying on his story, this is no offense to Kai, like I'm saying, but you cannot come back from this. Now, if you have money, that's a whole nother ballpark. But if you're crying on your story, or better yet, let's say you and the girl break up, and then you think it's gonna be in your favor to go on Instagram and go on.
When I've broken up with a girl, I stopped talking to her. I don't think I told anyone. Like, I don't tell people about my relationships like that, because it's not their business, for real. I'm not even, like, if you ask, I'll tell you. But I'm not going to constantly bring it up, constantly remind you, because I'm not that type of person, bro. Like, there's value in being quiet. There's value in not oversharing. Because now you can keep shit more, you know what I'm saying, low-key. You don't got to constantly talk to people about, oh, how you, da-da-da-da, what you going on, da-da-da. Like, you know, keep it low-key and all that. Right? And, you know what I'm saying, when I stopped talking to a girl, she stopped talking to me. I didn't go around telling everybody at the school and trying to gossip and spread all these rumors like that, because that's lame to me, right? That's just not the way I'd move, and that's not the way I'd recommend anybody else move.
On Twitter and say, I'm done with relationships. I don't remember the exact thing he said, but if you're going to say, I'm done with relationships, best believe everyone who saw that shit is thinking, he's a bitch ass nigga. He got hurt. Or worse, they're thinking he probably got cheated on. And they're probably thinking, bro, he's being real, he's being vulnerable. And to be quite frank, when the girls see that you've been hurt or cheated on, the first thing in their mind is, why did he get cheated on? Is he lacking in the meat department? If he was that man, why would he get cheated on? He must be lacking in a category, because if we're being objective here, girls already have easy access to sex. So if a girl chooses another man over you, that must mean you're lacking in a certain department. That must mean you're not giving her the pipe she really wants. And that is by nature RP your aura. So these are the habits that do kill your aura. You can't come back from this. Like I said, this is no hate to Kai. We're just looking at the actions and the character themselves. Next up on the list, we have acting too horny.
Yeah, that's gotta be this too, but trauma dumping is bad, and so is acting The amount of like respect you lose among women for just being a Deshae Frost ass nigga, it's way too high, bro. Like, niggas say the most out of pocket, nasty. And when I mean being too horny, I don't mean like this is a girl you've been with for months and y'all have already flirted. Y'all have already shown obvious signs of sexual attraction and then you say something out of pocket. Right? That's not what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking like y'all just met up and you're already talking about something. Yeah, you trying to da 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 da. You know, so let's get it out. Like, you acting very primal. And we haven't even, like, really got to know each other yet.
Now, we already know how bad trauma dumping is. The thing with acting too horny, this is also contextual, right? Too horny is why we have to put this at you're cooked. Now, the only reason you're cooked is it really depends on how much attraction she has towards you. Because
yeah, that's fair, but I still like when I'm thinking of too horny, I'm thinking like you're like on some Deshae Frost, like I already said, type shit. Like you were just down bad. Now if you're obviously flirting, and, you know, you're more of a get to the point type of guy, but she's a very much attracted to you, then yeah, it's not cooked, right? Because you're just keeping it real. Like, yo, I think you're attractive. I'm trying to da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? How about it? That's different from you just seeing a girl and just lunging at her shit. You feel what I'm saying? But I'd still probably put it in. I might put RIP or, but I'd still put it in this upper tier. These upper two tiers.
To be quite frank, if she finds you attractive, most of the things you say won't be that bad. But
That's
if
true.
you're initially too horny, she might start thinking, he only wants me for my body, and that's anti-seductive. Girls love when you're spontaneous, when you're intimate, but if you expose your hand too quick, you kill attraction. If you're not mysterious, if you kill the Cinderella or the fantasy they have in their mind, if you don't give them plausible deniability, I'm not gonna lie, this has to go in the RP or aura.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Because, like, I understand what he's talking about, but it's like acting too horny. You're basically you're short-circuiting yourself. Because now she's just going to think, this nigga only want me for my body. This nigga ain't trying to, like, you know, really be with me like that. Da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and the third, right? It's like a massive loss in the sense that she's no longer going to be attracted to you because you're essentially you're showing your hand too quickly, my nigga. And being too horny, it never goes well. Like it almost never ever like goes in your favor to be too horny.
To be quite frank, no girl likes to think, hey, I want this guy to text me at this time and say we're gonna fuck at this time o'clock. Even if you do end up fucking this girl, her shit will be so dry, Sahara Desert won't have shit on her. It's levels to this, bro. So I know I've been yapping on that shit. Let's go into lacking confidence. This one is not gonna be RP or aura, believe it or not.
Nah.
You can make this a bad habit or stop ASAP.
Yeah, I don't think I still think you can have friends and have social connections without having with not having a lot of confidence, but I also state that, like, if you really want to get to, like, that high level of game and charisma, you need to have confidence. Because making people, like, telling a joke in class to where people can hear it takes confidence. Speaking to that girl and initiating the convo, like, yo, how you doing? Let me get your number, takes confidence, right? And confidence is an attractive trait because it shows capability. It shows some level of leadership, some level of charisma, some level of skill, right? Like, a guy who's super confident on the court, you know, they're going to be like, that guy's tough because he has skill when it comes to hooping. You know, he has actual talent in that shit. Same thing with confidence. The more confidence you have, the more people are going to assume this guy has something going on that causes or at least relates to how much confidence he has. So he must be in good shape, must have some money, must have some, you know, saying some drip, you know, some charisma. You know, he has badges and stats, is what I'm trying to say.
We're going to put this at stop ASAP, bad habit. I'm going to say this. I know you're thinking, bro, that should be RIP or aura, but to be quite frank.
Nah, I mean, it's not RIP. It's not RIP. It's definitely not RIP.
You can literally fake not having confidence. For example, you could go up to a girl, act fake shy and act fake nervous, and you could still get the bucket.
Excuse me, ladies. My friend thought you were really cute, but like he's real nervous. Like he's real nervous to talk to you. Like he really want to talk to you though.
Which one?
Him right here. Oh wait, come here. Come here, bro.
Come on, bro. You said you were nervous.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, it's working because he's making her laugh, right? He's making her laugh. That's why it's working. And she is also most likely physically attracted to him, right? So you could be shy, not have a lot of confidence, be a little awkward, but if she's still physically attracted to you and likes your energy, you can still definitely make that work.
Okay, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yes, it's
You always look wrong, man.
You're very pretty.
Thank you.
You know. Can
Move, bro. Just move. Can I talk to you? Like, move right now. Move around, bro.
That was me.
It's not mean because I can try to do the shit. Like,
bro, I'm trying.
I'm helping him out.
Can I get your number?
Yeah.
Because normally they're used to, most of the guys that do approach, they're either oozing with confidence and they also turn them off, or they expose their intentions too early. So in general, lacking confidence can be RP or initially walking up to her.
Yeah, but it depends on how much. Like, if we're talking like you don't have the courage to even speak, you know, you're constantly awkward, you're fidgeting, you out here dropping your glass of water because, you know, she just has that much of a presence over you, yeah, then you're cooked, my nigga. But if it's just like a little stutter, and especially if you already have good energy and you're physically attractive, then I put it in bad habit.
And you find her attractive, if you lack confidence, you can still get a bucket. It's not even not that bad, honestly. Because the fact that you even had the nuts to walk up to her, you're hooping. So, next up we have complimenting her looks.
I'd say it depends if she's attracted to you or not. If you're like, I know some dudes might be like, yo, don't ever compliment your girl, da-da-da-da-da. I found that complimenting your girl, you know, saying she looks good or, you know, her hair suits her, very effective. You know what I'm saying? But it literally just depends if she's attracted to you. Dead ass. Like, if she's fucking with you, you know, she likes your energy, she thinks you cute, then it's gonna work.
Now, off the bat, we know in this channel, we don't fuck with giving girls free validation. So I know what you're thinking. This should be an RP or aura.
Nah, it's that only, like, that whole, I'm not even like a guy's gonna go to a girl, I'm like, you're so pretty, your hair, da-da-da. I'm saying it like, oh, I like your hair, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not empty. It's not just empty validation. You feel what I'm saying? And it also helps if she, you know, thinks you're cute and all that and is physically attracted to you.
But it can be a you are cooked. It's not an exactly RP or aura only because relative to trauma dumping and acting too horny, it's not that bad. Only reason you're cooked from complimenting her looks is because that's what every single guy does. You're not different. You're like a fart in the wind. You're meaningless, wayward. She doesn't care that you exist. So you are cooked. The only people that can get away with this stupid habit is if she already finds you attractive. Like I said, I know you're hearing me say this a lot, but a lot of these habits, I'm telling you guys, if you match her type, you can.
Yeah, the thing with a lot of these, like, if she's attracted to you, a lot of these aren't that bad. Besides, like, this one, like, bad hygiene is always bad, right? But I'd honestly say if she's attracted, you can circumvent a lot of these and make them not as bad.
You can get away with this shit.
Than normally.
If you are her type, you can get away with being cooked. But even if you are her type, this might even go to RP or aura. Even if you are her type, it will get to a point where your compliments won't mean shit. If you give it,
that's what I was referring to. Like, I'll compliment a girl if I'm actually, like, feeling like it. You know what I'm saying? If I actually find her attractive, like, oh man, you know, I think your hair really suits you. So that way it means something, right? Because if you're just giving girls compliment after compliment, you're just throwing it out there. Like, it doesn't. Like, imagine if everybody had a diamond, like a diamond Rolex. Then the Rolex wouldn't mean anything because everybody and their mama got it.
it to her too much, you're cooked. If you give a girl the world, what else can you give her? You're boring. That's why this, I'm not going to put into RP or aura because relative to trauma dumping and acting too horny, it's beneath it, but it still is at the borderline of RP or aura. Next up, let's do with being too available. Now this one, you have to stop this immediately. Only because seduction starts when the girl can think about you when you're not around her. But if you're always around her, we have to put this at you are cooked. Not even stop ASAP.
That's why I say you shouldn't constantly be chasing girls. Now, pursuing is y'all are both feeling each other, but chasing is she's not really feeling you like that, and you're feeling her all the way. You're constantly trying to be near her all. In my experience, when I was too available, things weren't that good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like she gets used to your presence and doesn't value it as much, right? However, when you take time to, just go around doing your own thing, making moves, then when you actually meet up, right? You actually talk. It's way more of an experience because there's more time for that energy and that desire to build up.
But if you're around her too much, she won't have the chance to miss you. She can't. It's like, that's why if you look at the statistics, married couples, because they're so around so often. Have you heard guys on Reddit forums saying, I don't know what happened, but the moment I married her, the sexual tension died? It's because they're around too much. Seduction starts when you can miss them. It's like having your favorite cake or your favorite steak every day. It doesn't hit the same. So this can also easily go to RP or aura, but relative to trauma dumping and acting too horny, you are cooked. Next up, we have over-explaining. You have to stop this immediately. The only problem with over-explaining is it sounds like you care too much. Sometimes your best bet will be under-explaining. For example, if you're on a date with the girl, you guys might be sitting face to face with each other. You don't have to fill in every pause and every gap. You can let silence fill the air. That makes it sound like you're composed and you're not overly compensating or overindulging or overly investing their emotions into the date. You want to be stoic, so we want to put over-explaining at stop ASAP. It's not that crazy, but it can kill her attraction to you. Next up is asking too much questions. This can also go into stop ASAP. A better way, if you do want to ask questions, is to go deep, not wide. Shop Taekwondo. Watch his channel. But in the sense of, if you are going to ask a question, you want to piggyback on that question. So for example, let's say you guys first are on the first date. You might ask her, hey, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite hobby? What's your favorite food?
I don't think, I usually, because here's the thing, even when I was texting a girl, right, you know what I'm saying, the one I'm with currently, right, I made sure to, you know what I'm saying, be like, da-da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying, like, if I asked her, you know what I'm saying, what's your favorite hobby, and she lists hobbies, I'll piggyback off that one and be like, oh, you like to do X, Y, and Z. You know, I like to do X here time to time. Here's what I like to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it allows you to get deeper, right? Like, I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite hobby? Because it's a bunch of broad questions. You're not really getting to know the person, right?
That's asking too many questions. But a better way to frame the questions is you can go deeper. So let's say you asked her about her love language, and she says she likes physical touch. You might ask her why. You might say, what about this type of physical touch? You want to piggyback on the same topic and not flip-flop through topics like you're reading a damn book. Next up, we have asking permission to call. This is not that bad, but it's not that bad. It's actually a bad habit. Nope, it's not that bad. Bad habit? Nope. It's not that bad, but
yeah, I don't think this is the worst. I don't think it's like RIP, but it could be like, to me, I don't think this is really a bad habit, because it's like, to me, it shows that you at least somewhat care. You know, she might be, especially if your girl works and she's busy, like, all right, but let me see if you want to FaceTime, you know, confirm and things of that nature.
Ideally, if you do want to call a girl, you're better off framing it in a way of saying this. Hey, I'm about to call you at 9 o'clock. Very simple. It's not even that you're asking. Or you can say, I'm about to call you at 9 o'clock. Make sure to answer. Is it that deep? Not necessarily. But the reason why it doesn't help you to ask permission to call is, especially in the initial phase of attraction, I know you're thinking, bro, I don't know. She might be busy. She might be doing this. Man, fuck that shit. we still want to have the frame of we don't really care. And as long as you're not being too rude with it, she will let it slide. People who ask permission to call, I used to be one of these victims. I used to be one of these fools to always ask for permission to call. The problem with always asking is she will sit you on delivered and you just won't call. But if you say you're gonna call at this time, even if she's not available, she'll tell you, actually, I'm not available at 9 o'clock. Can we try at 10 o'clock? Then you'll call at 10. But if you ask permission to call, when the time comes to call, you'll be sitting on delivered waiting for a text back. When if you only just told her you're gonna call and then you called at 9 o'clock, you won't have any chance to hesitate. You'll be cooling. You'll be good. Over agreeing. Now, I know you guys saw the Will Smith clip. Now, I'm going to editor put the clip here. If you watch in the clip, you'll see initially Will Smith laughed at the joke.
And then his wife looked at him, and then he's like, oh shit, I gotta slap Chris Rock.
Until he saw his wife, now he thought it wasn't funny.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
So clearly you see Will Smith is laughing. His wife is clearly upset. But if you find it funny, the next answer isn't to, hey, I got caught laughing. Let me try to make up for it and slap Chris Rock. No, you own it. You tell the wife, yeah, it's my fault. But let's see what he does after laughing his ass off at that very same joke.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Chris Rock does a good job of playing it off. Oh, it's just a smack. Even though his tooth might be aching, he played it off. He acted like it was nothing. He didn't get emotional. Let's keep watching.
And then Will Smith was already in bad stocks with his, his public image. But after this, that shit was in the mud, bro. Like, this nigga dead ass slapped Chris Rock in front of basically everybody, right? This shit went viral. This happened in, like, April of 2022. Everybody and their mama was talking about this, making memes about this. This shit was wild.
Out your fucking mouth!
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking...
So can someone explain how you can go from laughing at a joke to that same joke being the reason for your anger? We might have to rank this at you are cooked. The problem with over-agreeing is sometimes you want to kind of disagree. You want to come off as not a spineless fool. You want to come off as having a backbone. But if you're a yes man, if she thinks anything she says is a yes from you, you're going against the rules of hypergamy. Girls already look up. They want the guy that's stronger, cooler, taller, who is more financially set. If a guy like that is telling them yes 24/7, you are defying the rules of hypergamy. Because if you're saying yes to everything, that sounds like you are her subordinate. It sounds like you are beneath her, and that might go into RP your aura. We'll keep it that you're cooked. Now, being boring, even if you're talking to a girl and she's being super dry, keep in mind it's still your fault. If you let her lead the conversation, we'll have to put this at, this is a bad habit only because this is very based on the situation. Being boring can easily shoot up to RP or aura, but that's only being boring only depends on everything else, all these other items on this list. So if you're doing everything right, it's impossible to be boring. If you're lacking confidence or if you're over explaining, this is like a one size fits all. Next up we have trying too hard. This is an immediate.
That's better.
All right.
Trying too hard. It's like you're thirsty, you're desperate. Like, can we talk? No, can we do this? Da, da, da. Like, chill, nigga, chill, bro.
Pure or. The moment a girl realizes that you're trying to impress her, she will leave so fast you would have thought you farted in the air because you can't smell that shit and it's gone. I got the breath. But the problem with trying too hard is if you are that guy, if you're following the rules of hypergamy, you don't have to say anything. Your actions will speak volumes. So if you're trying too hard, all you're showing to her is that you are not the guy that she thinks you are. For example, if you're on a first date with the girl and after the date she doesn't call back It's because I'm telling you right now, you were trying too hard. Let's look back. First of all, for you to even get the date with the girl, that means she must not only trust you, but the idea she has of you in her head is enough to elicit a first date. If the idea she had of you in her head was not good, was not seductive, she would not go out on the first date with you. So what does this mean? That means is if you go on the first date and you show too much of your hand and the actions you're showing towards her goes against the idea she has of you in her head, RIP or you're trying too hard. Next up, we have lack of competence. Now, in the initial stages of attraction, it's a bad habit. You won't kill your aura. But if you're doing something long term, I'm going to show you guys in-game example footage of lacking competence.
Why do you look like you're miserable? Huh?
Because you make me feel like the man.
Why?
You made me get the tickets. You made me talk to the agent because you didn't want to ask which line it was. We're staying in my house. And then you're like, I don't want to go up. I have anxiety. Like, I feel like the fucking man in the relationship and it gives me the ick. Like, genuinely.
Do you still love me, though?
That's bad, bro. You don't want to do that. This is why, as the man, I'd recommend you make the reservations, you get the food, you pay for it. Because it's like, even if you want to argue, like, oh, da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, women are working, you shouldn't pay that. Like, just off principle, you should, do that type of stuff to make her feel welcome, to put her in a comfortable environment. Because it shows you have competence. Like, you ordering the food shows you have social competence. You paying for a meal shows you have some level of wealth. You're decent with money to the point where you can pay for other people and not be stressing over the money you just spent, right? That's what it means. Like, that's why I tell you need to work on yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Put in some work, get focused, and fix your internal so that way you're more competent and composed.
Easily can go into RP or, but for the initial attraction, it's just a bad habit. Next up, we have bad hygiene. For the initial attraction, this is actually not that bad. Assuming that you look the part, you can pull off I'm lying. I'm lying.
Put that shit right here, my nigga. I don't know. I can't defend you smelling like ass.
This is a stop ASAP. First of all, when you first walk up to her, if you smell, you're cooked. If you don't look the part, you're cooked. Even if you're chopped, if your fit is atrocious, I'm sorry, she will judge you. So bad hygiene, it's a stop ASAP, but it's not an RP or aura. It can go up there. It's just it's not black and white. Because bad hygiene could be, hey, your fingernails are dirty, but your teeth is clean, you still smell nice. So we're going to put it at stop ASAP, but it just depends on the extent of the bad hygiene. Next up, we have contradicting yourself. Now, this can really depend on how bad you lie to yourself, but for the initial stage of attraction, it's honestly not that bad. I'm lying. It's actually you are cooked. Especially in the initial phase of attraction. I know I've said that shit about 100 times in this video. Who cares? But the problem with contradicting yourself is once she realized that there's an incongruence with what you're saying and what you're doing, she thinks you're a liar. Now, if this was a one-night stand type of thing, will it matter? No. But if you're looking for something long-term, if there's a girl you really like, contradicting yourself just won't help in any regard. Next, we have getting rejected in public. This depends on how the reaction looks. So if from afar it looks like it was a calm, the girl wasn't going, she might have a boyfriend, it can easily be a not that bad. But if the girl slaps you, if she pushes you off, if she yells at you, girls really value social proof. So if everyone hates you, guess who also hates you? The girls do. If everyone loves you, guess who also loves you? The girls do. So getting rejected in public, it depends on the context. It's not so black and white. We're going to put it at stop as soon as possible. Now the last one we have is not being in shape. This one can easily just be not that bad because you can not be in shape and still pull a girl. Will it help you? Obviously not, but you can still get bitches. To cut a long story short, it can be RP or if you weigh 1,000 pounds, or it can just...
Yeah, if you're just slightly overweight, but you still have good hygiene, you're still funny, you're still confident and composed, it's not that bad. But my nigga, if you're like my 600-pound life obese, then it's obviously a massive detriment to your game.
Just be, you know, you're too skinny for your face, or who cares? But regardless, it's just not that bad relative to RP or aura. Now, this is the list. If you catch yourself trying too hard, if you catch yourself being boring, you're killing your aura. These are just the habits that just won't help you long term. If you really like this girl, you can't be displaying these non-hooper traits. You can't
Fair point.
be a brown shirt in gray pants. You can't have a 55 overall. You wouldn't be a true hooper. You want to put.
You want to get the badges. You want to get your attributes up and all that. But with that being said, shout out Coach Knox. And with that being said, it's your boy Jay. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and stay blessed. And I'm out.